Hi everybody, Lynette Zhang, Chief Market Analyst here at ITM Trading, a full-service buy-sell physical precious metals brokerage house. There are two things that I want to talk about today. Both are kind of my pet peeve. Some of you may be aware that Snap is going to be issuing an IPO, an initial public offering, and they're looking to raise $3 billion. But they do indeed have the heavy losses. I went into the SEC filing and discovered now below, if you click to the link, you'll have JPEGs on these. Honestly, it's too small even to bother to show you, but you'll be able to see them in there. But they have a cumulative loss of a little bit more than 2.3 billion in losses, and they say that they don't know that they are ever going to make any money. So you should buy this. Well, why would you buy it? Why would they even be issuing it? Because what people don't realize is that it used to be when a corporation issued stock, it was to, build a plant and hire more workers or whatever, but that was stimulating to the economy. Today, most corporations are issuing stock. Every single SEC filing that I've looked at, frankly, so I haven't looked at every single one, but everyone that I have personally looked at has stated that it's about creating a capital market to cash out whoever is holding the stock, so early investors. In Snap's particular case, let's see, they have the early investors are mostly venture capitalists, and that's okay, but they're able to buy the shares of stock at $2.33. Not really sure what price it came out yet, but it's somewhere, they're talking about somewhere 16 or 17 bucks a share on 2.3 billion in losses. So this is really about cashing out early investors, not expanding the economy. So I find that to be true with pretty much all of them. So they raised $3 billion in private funds, and now, interestingly enough, they want to raise another $3 billion in the IPO. I'm not buying it, but hey, it could do a Facebook. What do I know? But I don't like the stock market, and I don't like buying something that I'm never going to get a dividend on, and it's just going to continue to show losses because they don't care. It's not about that. Okay. Now, the real bugaboo that I really want to talk about is a personal peeve. When I first became a stockbroker back in '86, my manager, a very wonderful man, I don't know if he'd ever watch this, but if he does, a very wonderful man. He sat me down and he said, I want you to understand, Lynette, that you have a fiduciary obligation to do what is in your client's best interest first. And frankly, I thought, well, of course I do. I'm working with somebody's money. So that didn't seem odd to me, and that's the way I moved forward. Believe it or not, it wasn't until many years later where I realized that was not a legal obligation. Certainly an ethical obligation, in my opinion, so it wasn't that it changed anything that I was doing. But they finally passed a fiduciary law, and they did a study. This is just for IRAs. So remember, you go to your stockbroker, etc. They do not have to do legally. They do not have to do what is in your best interest first. They can do what is in their best interest first. But on the retirement plans, they did a study, the White House did a study, and calculates that an estimated, here, I'll put this up, 1.7, can you see that? Okay, trillion, or about 17 trillion is lost because
17
brokers,
billion
17 billion, thank you. Each year is lost because brokers do what is in their best interest first, putting people into much higher fees. Not really, I don't know a broker that reads a prospectus. It's not about that for them. So it looks like President Trump is going to negate it, but here's the argument. If they have to do, think about this, if they have to do what is in your best interest first, they can't make as much money. And so they're not going to give you any advice. And then you will be worse off. Does that make any logical sense to you? Yeah, they want to keep giving you advice that's in their best interest, even though it costs, God knows how much it really costs, because it would cost even more to you if they had to do what was in your best interest first. Okay, so maybe you could see why that's a personal pet peeve. So that's it for today on this little piece, but I have been working diligently on the Bitcoin blockchain. Anything that I have said prior to this, just set it aside. It doesn't mean anything. Come to the webinar on Tuesday. This has been an extremely interesting rabbit hole. Extremely interesting. And I'm very excited to share with you what I've discovered. So, like us on Facebook, join our YouTube page, follow us on Twitter, share this with everybody. Keep those questions coming in, and I'll see you I hope I'll see you on Tuesday. And don't forget, give us a call, 888-696-4653. We are all here to be of service. Bye-bye.